I have a confession to make. I kind of got a problem. I have some dreams that are pretty vivid. Okay, I go to sleep at night and I sleep hard. I sleep like a rock. You know, I'm about 225 pounds. You know, and so when I go to sleep, I sleep hard. Okay, I'm knocked out. All right, but when I go to sleep, I have these really vivid dreams, and sometimes they mess with my roommates. They give me a hard time about it, so some of y'all are laughing already, you already know about it. But sometimes when I go to sleep, for example, I'll dream about bees. You know, so like one bee will come, you know, and buzz by my ear, and I'm like, you know, swatting it in my dream, and then like another one will come, and then before you know it, I'm like surrounded by bees. And in my dream, I'm like swatting it, but in reality, I'm like up in my room, like wailing around, making a bunch of noise, waking up my roommates and stuff like that. I have vivid dreams. I have one where I was like an FBI agent, okay? And I'm like on this secret mission, you know, I'm trying to, you know, figure out what's going on with all these clues, and I'm trying to, you know, be a spy in a certain situation. And I guess like I jumped through a window. Well, in reality, I actually jumped out of my bed in real life, rolled across the ground, and then stood up, and I like was still asleep and woke up like, what just happened? Crazy. I have some vivid dreams. So I think all of us have vivid dreams in some sense, right? We have vivid dreams, maybe not in our sleep, but we have vivid dreams of reality, of what we want, what we aspire for. Some of us may have a dream of something like this, a dream vacation, you know, and going out to the beach, you know, the water's perfect, you know, the wind's blowing at 2 miles per hour from left to right. You know, you got your nice cold glass of lemonade in your right hand, and you're just feeling nice. Some of us are beach people. Some of us might be mountain people. Maybe your dream vacation would be up in a mountain and just chilling. You're out in Colorado or something like that. You're skiing. You're hanging out, having a good time. I'm a beach person personally, but I understand. And for some of us, our dream right now is just to have the dream intramural team. You know, intramurals are starting up, you know, so you're trying to get guys together and stuff like that. I've seen guys making trades in the dorm. Like, they're like paying money to get guys and stuff like that. It's crazy. And some of us just want the dream intramural team. For some of us right now in college, we're just looking for the dream guy or girl, you know? And we're just, for guys, we're just looking for the girl, you know, that's pretty, you know, pretty smart, and she's in the right sorority. You know, we're trying to pick out that dream girl, you know? And then girls, kind of flip side of that, we're kind of looking for the dream guy. You know, maybe he's, you know, 6'3", you know, and got a nice smile, and you know, he's heading in a good direction. Maybe he's not 6'3", maybe he's 5'10", you know? Just saying. Looking for the dream guy, but I know how you girls work. You're looking for the dream guy so you can go on the dream date, okay? So you can have the dream wedding, okay? That's kind of the order of this, right? You know, you want to have the dream wedding, right? Chariot included. But the only reason you want to have the dream wedding, I've been around long enough to figure this out. The reason why you want to have the dream wedding is so you can post it on your dream Instagram. You know what I'm saying? So you guys have good pictures for Instagram in the future. I'm starting to figure this out, you know? It's taking me some time, but I'm starting to figure it out. For guys, you know, we got the Chiefs having a dream season right now. You know? Don't feel good. Hey, I'm excited about that too. I just became Atlanta Falcons fan, so but I still rock with y'all, man. I'm cool with it. Hey, I'm riding with Patrick Mahomes. It's cool. But they have the dream season right now. But the real reason you want them to have the dream season is so that you can watch it in a few years in your dream man cave. You know, that's kind of every guy's dream, right? You know, to have the dream man cave, you know, where you can chill out, hang out, you know, bro out down there, you know, no girls allowed type thing. Everybody wants the dream man cave. But tonight, we're going to talk about this series that we've been on for the last couple of weeks, which is just not what you thought. And so basically over the last couple of weeks, we've just been unpacking different aspects of having a relationship with God in college, and how, man, a lot of times we can think that it's going to be one way, but in reality, it's not what you thought. And tonight we're going to talk about specifically this topic of dreams. Dreams, goals, aspirations, and the thing about it is, for most of us, you know, we came into college, you know, thinking to some degree that our dreams will make us happy. All of us, to some degree, believe this statement that my dreams will make me happy. Think about it. You came into college, you enrolled, you're getting your degree, you're working hard in your classes, and we're all working towards something. But we believe on some level, that our dream, our goals, our aspirations, once we get there, once we have that boat, once we have that house, we'll be happy. Some of us have big dreams. Some of us are like, I want to play in the NFL, or something like that. And some of us have big dreams. Some of us have small dreams. Like, man, I want to live in Olathe with a 3-bedroom house, 2 bathrooms, a nice Chevy Silverado sitting out front, and a RAV4 sitting next to me. Some of us have dreams like that. Some of us have weird dreams. Like I was talking to a guy who was like, man, I want to be the best video game commentator on YouTube. I was like, well, power to you, bro. I don't get it, but we all have different dreams. But the key is we believe to some degree that a dream will make us happy. But what I want us to discover tonight is that it's not what you thought. It's not what you thought. As much as our dreams are good, it's not what you thought, that our dreams won't make us happy. But before I dive into that, I want to look at the first part of this statement. My dream will make me happy. Just look at this, our dreams. Because when you look at the Bible, our dreams actually aren't bad. They aren't good or bad necessarily. Even look at Proverbs 10, verse 28. And it says this, the hope of the righteous is joy, but the expectation of the wicked perishes. And so it kind of puts it on both sides of the fence. It's like, man, dreams aren't necessarily always good, and dreams aren't necessarily always bad. A lot of it just depends on the dreamer. It depends really on what we do with it. For me, honestly, when I came into college, my dream was something that I held on to with an iron fist. I was like, man, this is my dream, this is my goal, this is my aspiration, and I'm not letting it go. But the reality is that if we have that attitude, then we're missing out on what God really has. See, for me, I held on to it, and probably for some of us in this room, we have different dreams, different goals, different aspirations that, in a sense, we're holding on to. And what I want to make the case for tonight is that we need to be people who give our dreams up to God, because God really does have something better. And we need to be people who give our dreams up to God and not let our dreams be our top priority. Because if we don't give our dreams up to God, and our dreams really are our top priority, there's a reality that our dream has a stain. Our dream has a stain. And to kind of illustrate this, I want to go to a story where Jesus is talking to a woman at a well. And he's basically describing to this woman who he is. This woman has been drawing water from this well for years. And Jesus is just walking up to her and saying, hey, I'm the true source of life. Man, you can draw from that well, but man, I'm the true source of life. And I want you to listen to what Jesus said, because I think it's going to give us a lot of insight into what it looks like and what happens when we try to find life in dreams that aren't given to us by God. This is what he says. He says, whoever drinks from this well will thirst again. Everyone who drinks this water will be thirsty again. And so you look at that, and it sounds pretty simple, right? Most likely the girl looked at Jesus and was like, of course, everyone who drinks of this well will be thirsty again. That's just the way wells work. What I want to make the case to you tonight is that that's just the way dreams work. Dreams never were meant to satisfy us, they never were meant to give us life, and they never really were meant to make us ultimately happy. But the way dreams work is that, man, if you drink from that water, eventually you'll thirst again. You see, for some of us in this room, we have dreams, goals, and aspirations, and for a lot of us, the reality is, it'll never come true. We'll never get there. And I don't want to be pessimistic, but that's just reality. There's a lot of people in retirement homes right now, who are saying, hey, I had these dreams, goals, aspirations, but they never happen. You see, our dreams have a sting. But even if you do accomplish your dream, even if you do accomplish your goal, there's a reality that your dream has a sting even in that. Think about it, you already experienced it. You came here from high school thinking that, man, when I get to college, then I'll really be happy. Probably. And then you got here and you realize, man, that's not what I thought. And there's a lot of tests, there's a lot of midterms, there's a lot of stress, anxiety, and everything else involved with college. It's cool, but man, it's not ultimately satisfying. It's not making me happy. And now you're sitting at this point, you're probably going, man, but when I get to graduation, then I'll be happy. You know, but man, when you get to graduation, you're gonna look at the job prospects, and man, you're gonna realize, man, this isn't it, and I need to get to the next thing. And then you get to the point where you have a job, and then maybe when you're at that job, you realize that it's not what you thought. And you're pursuing something else. You're like, man, I need a promotion. I need to make more money. And then, man, you pursue the next position, and you're like, man, I'm making a little more money, but now I'm paying more taxes. And it's not what I thought. And so, man, you think I'm gonna be a boss. Well, I'll be a CEO. You see, eventually, you get to the point where you have to realize that our dreams really do have a sting. If you drink from that well, you will thirst again. And we all have smaller dreams, more than likely. Like, I doubt there's too many people in here saying, hey, I want to go to the NFL. But I want to show you a video of Deion Sanders, who played in both the NFL and in the MLB. He had one of the biggest dreams that you could ever aspire for, and it actually came true for him. And I wanted you to hear what he has to say about how he felt when he accomplished his dream. Go ahead and check this out.
He's the only man in history to play in both the Super Bowl and the World Series. He dominated both sports for more than a decade, earning himself 2 Super Bowl rings and a spot in the Hall of Fame.
So out of all of the sporting moments, what was your greatest, you think? Do you ever think about those, or do you not really?
Honestly, man, behind the veil, behind the mask, I'm really different than my public persona. My public persona is prime time, you know?
So like, even like when you won the Super Bowl and stuff?
When I won the Super Bowl, when I won my first Super Bowl,
what did you do?
I was the first one on the bus, first one to bed. I didn't even go to the party. It was something missing inside, man. It wasn't fulfilling as I thought it was. And it wasn't about the things, the outward things, because I had power, money, and sex, but it wasn't fulfilling.
So you had all of that power, money,
and sex,
and it wasn't just...
It was just empty feeling still.
And won Super Bowls, and was an MVP of baseball, and had all these accomplishments. And Deion Sanders, big and Showtime Deion, is sitting on the bus, the press. See, the reality is our dreams have a sting, no matter how big or small they are, even if we accomplish them, and they're never meant to satisfy us. Our dreams, it's a misconception, it's not what you thought. Our dreams won't make us happy. But the reality is too, that we have the option to give our dreams up to God. If we give our dreams up to God, and I want to give us a couple of reasons why. If we give our dreams up to God, and He is going to do something amazing in our life. And I think every single one of us should be people who say, God, I'm going to trust you with my dreams. I'm going to give them up to you. I'm going to make you my number one priority because of these 2 reasons. One, God's plan is bigger. God's plan is bigger. See, your dream is something that you hope for. You know, but God is giving you a plan and a direction ahead. You see, God's plan is giving us a direction somewhere. Well, what is God's plan? God's plan started for us, honestly, when we were in the womb. You know, before we were even born. If you look at Psalm 139, it gives us some insight into this. It says, for you created my inmost being, you knit me together in my mother's womb. And think about that for a second. God is saying, man, I knit you together in your mother's womb. And even when you were first conceived, and I was right there with you. And I had a plan for you. And even before you were born. You see, for everybody in this room, God had a plan and a direction for us planned out even before we were born. But what happened? And all of us, Isaiah 53 says, like sheep have gone astray. Each of us has turned to our own way. And as soon as we were born, man, every single one of us, man, we sinned, we deviated from God's plan. You know, we said, hey, God, the dream that you have for me, that can take a hike. And I'm going to get my own dream. And I'm going to pursue my own way. Biblically, that's just defined as sin. That's me stepping off of what God had for me. I mean, me coming up with my own dreams, my own goals, my own aspirations, and pursuing them on my own time. And every single one of us is guilty of that. And that's the reason why God sent his son, Jesus, into the world. And you see this in John chapter 8, verse 12. Jesus came to bring us back to God. He says, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. You know, Jesus is saying, hey, I came into this world as a light. But what does light do? It shows you the way. You know, it shows you the plan. It shows you what's in front of you. Jesus came in and asking us, drawing us, and dying on the cross even for us. Man, to show us, man, the dream that God ultimately has for us. To show us the lifestyle and the life that God really is calling us to. I mean, he's asking every single one of us, man, to turn from going our own way. He's asking each and every one of us to say, hey, man, give up your small dream and come pursue God who has a big dream. He said, and turn away from pursuing your own dream and come after me and pursue me. He says, whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. And what's the result? Well, we have to go back to the woman at the well. And you can kind of contrast it with what we talked about at the beginning. Jesus answered, everyone who drinks this water will be thirsty again. If you drink from your own dream, your dream has a sting. You will be thirsty again. But Jesus promises this. He says, but whoever drinks the water I give will never thirst. Indeed, the water I give them will become in them a spring of water welling up to eternal life. That welling up is just a boiling over. Literally, it's going to be spilling over. It's a spring. It's different from a well. A well just sits there and you pull water out of it, and now then the spring produces water. Jesus says, I'm going to produce something in you that will continue to grow and grow. See, God's plan is so much bigger. I was home for a little bit ago, and I got to spend time with a couple of unique people in my life. That's my niece and my nephew, DeMarco and Melina. And they are special and everything else, but I'm about to get on their heads tonight, okay? Because they got some issues they're still working through. But it's kind of interesting. I was talking to my niece, and she's adorable. Go ahead, Liz. Aw, yeah, she's cute. But I was talking to her, and we were planning out a trip to Universal Studios in Orlando. And we're going to go. We're taking, my brother's family, and then my dad and my mom and everything else. We're going to have a good time. But I was trying to talk to Melina about what we're about to do. I was like, hey, we're about to go to Universal Studios. Like, you're going to see Mickey Mouse. You're going to see Donald Duck. Like, the kids even watch that stuff anymore? I don't know. But I was trying to persuade her, And I'm like, hey, we're going to Universal Studios. But she was incessant, during my time. She was incessant. She was like, man, I want to play on my playground. I want to play on my playground. She has a little jungle gym in the backyard. And she's like, I just want to stay here and play on my playground. And so I'm like, I'm starting to pick her up. I'm like, hey, let's go. Like, trust me, it's gonna be awesome. Like, it's like 10 playgrounds, I promise. Like, I'm trying to persuade her, but she just refuses. Honestly, she starts crying, even as we're going out the door, because she wants to stay and play on her playground. Why? Because she can't imagine something bigger. She just can't imagine something bigger. And I think sometimes for us, the reason why we hold on to our dreams is because we can't imagine something bigger. And we can't imagine what God really does have for us. But he does have something so much bigger than what we're holding on to. One of the things I've noticed again and again is that people living the most purposeful, the most impactful and fulfilling lifestyles are people who have given their dreams to God. They're living big lives. It wells up. Instead of living for what they can take from the world, they're living for what they can give to the world. Instead of taking from relationships around them to build their own dream, and they're giving to people around them to help them to realize God's dream in their life. And instead of hoarding things around them, and so that they can amass, stuff in their bank account, and they're giving away money and resources to other people, man, to help them realize what God has for them. Instead of living for the weekend, y'all get this, they're living for the end. They're living for that day when they stand before God, and they're living to please Him moment by moment. God's plan really is so much bigger. But not only is it bigger, it's also better. God's plan is better. If we give our dreams to God, He will give us something. You see, I'm convinced of this. The reason why a lot of us are afraid to give our dreams to God is because we're like, God, what are you going to do with it? We're kind of like Indian givers. You ever seen kids in second grade? It's like, they're like, I'll give it to you, but what are you going to do with it? you know, and for a lot of us, we just struggle with what God is going to do with our dreams. But I want to go back to my niece and my nephew, because it kind of reminds me of this. My nephew, sorry, I'm having hard time saying that. My nephew, DeMarco, is incredible, and he's starting to dream. You know, he's starting to, have some aspirations. And I'm talking to him and stuff like that, and he has different dreams and goals in his life, and I'm trying to, help shape him in a way, So he's talking to me, and he's like, "Hey, Blake," I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" I'm like, "Hey, what do you want to be when you grow up?" And he looks at me, and he's like, "I want to be a fire truck." DeMarco, you want to be a fire truck? He's like, "Yeah, I want to be a fire truck." And then he goes, and so I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, I want to begin to help him have good, dreams. So I'm like, okay, hey, maybe you don't want to be a fire truck, maybe you want to be a firefighter, you want to be a firefighter, you can save people's lives and stuff like that. And he looks at me and he goes, no, I want to be a fire truck, And so as of right now, my nephew still wants to be a fire truck. I think that's going to be the most painful experience when he transforms into one. I don't know. But I'm trying to help him out. But the reality is with DeMarco, it's like, man, the reason why I wanted to influence him and try to shape his dreams, is because I care about him. In a lot of ways, man, because I'm older and I'm wiser, man, I can just see things that he can't necessarily see. And in a similar way, God, because man, he's infinitely wiser and infinitely more everlasting, man, he can see things that we just can't necessarily see. You kind of see it here in Psalm 90, verse 1 and 2. It says, "Lord, you have been our dwelling place throughout all generations. Before the mountains were born, or you brought forth the whole world, from everlasting to everlasting, you are God." The verse says, "From everlasting to everlasting, you are God." He's been here a long, long time. And he will be here for a long, long time. And he's infinitely wise, man. He knows the beginning from the end. Man, we give our dreams to him, and we're giving it to somebody who's really wise. Who really does have understanding. And what happens when we do give our dreams to him, I think is illustrated in this verse right here. Psalms 37, verse 4. It says, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart." It says, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart." So the first part of that is saying, delight yourself in God. So man, when I delight myself in God, when I take my dream and I give it up to God and I find my satisfaction in him, what happens is he begins to change my heart. Notice that word, delight. And I begin to find pleasure in what God finds pleasure in. I'm delighting myself in him. And what he does is he begins to work on my heart and my life and transform me and change me, and to dream and inspire things that are really actually good for me. Instead of being a fire truck, I'm going to be a firefighter, And it's kind of like a marriage. You kind of think about it that way. It's like people who have been married for a long time, your mom and dad, and maybe your uncle and aunt or something like that, and they when they spend time together, their affections begin to change. Their desires begin to change. Like a lot of you guys in here, men, you're gonna like HGTV, when you get older. And it's not a bad thing. You're just gonna naturally, because you're around your wife, and you're gonna start to want to watch HGTV. You know what I mean? And our desires begin to change the more we spend time around somebody. And in a similar way, when we spend time with God, when we delight ourselves in God, man, he does change our heart and our desires. And then the promise at the end of that verse is just this. He says, he will give you the desires of your heart. And he's going to give you something, and that's pleasant for you that you can walk in. And that's a dream that's specific to you because he knows you better than you know yourself. For DeMarco, man, one of the reasons why, man, I want him to dream good dreams is because, man, I care about him deeply. Man, I love that dude. Man. I lay down my life for that guy. Man, and I desire good for him, and man, I know what's best for him. Because of that, man, I try to persuade him. I'm working on his heart. I'm working on his affections of what he desires, and so that, man, he can pursue the best dream, and the dream that really is going to be good for him. So what I'm going to do is just welcome up one of my friends, Alex Shake. Alex Shake is a junior here in electrical engineering. And Alex Shake has kind of experienced some of this in college, and he's just going to share his story of what that looked like for him. So welcome up, Shake.
Appreciate that, Blake. So what's up, guys? Yeah, we got Blake talking about dreams and aspirations, right? And I think back to when I was about 10 years old. I was sitting there big chilling with my stepdad, just kind of hanging out. The Chiefs game was on. It was my first Chiefs game. And I remember seeing the players come out the tunnel. I remember seeing them make so many cool plays. And I thought to myself, like, man, how cool would it be to be in the NFL? And so I thought, like, man, what if I was the one making big plays? What if I was the one making highlights? What if I was the one signing autographs? And so I had this dream develop in my head. And I remember, man, I looked at my stepfather sitting there. I was like, I told him my dream. I was like, hey, stepdad, I'm gonna make it to the NFL one day. And he kind of, I think, I was like, I'm gonna make it to the NFL one day, watch me. And I had that head turn with it too. I was like, watch me. And I think he sensed the cockiness in my voice too, because he was hesitating to say this, but he was like, nah, you probably won't. And he laughed at me too. And I was like, okay, stepdad, that's cool. So that's my stepdad for you. But my actual father, he's Pakistani, and my mother, I got a white mama. And man, they actually met at a Sonic. And my mom was a car hop. And she came up to my dad, took his order, and my daddy, I don't know why, he tipped her $100. And yeah, and in exchange for her number. And then so they started dating, got married, had me. Rest is history. But they actually divorced when I was like 5. And man, what that did for me was I was with my mom for the whole week. But then I alternated weekends between the two. So I was with my mom at church one Sunday, and I was with my dad at a mosque the next Sunday because he's Muslim. And so what that did for me was create a lot of confusion in my head. I was like, man, who really is God? Why are there two conflicting religions coming at me at once? And I kind of, in a way, blamed him for their divorce too. So I was like, why would you do that, God? So I kind of pushed him to the side. I would have said I still believed in God. I would have said I still was going to go to heaven, but I pushed him to the side. It's like, that guy, you do your own thing, I'm going to do my own thing. And so that's how I lived. That's what my mindset was. I'm going to pursue my own dreams. And so fast forward into college, man, obviously didn't make it to the NFL, but did have 2 more attainable dreams, and that was to get big and to be successful. And to be big, man, that dream was simple. I did it for selfish reasons. I wanted to look good, feel good, intimidate other dudes as I was walking by, like, hey, ain't nobody want to mess with me. And then honestly, it was a little bit for the ladies too, I like, what up, girl, like lifting. And so that's what I was doing. Those were my dreams. And then the success part behind it, that part was different. So I wanted to be successful because I didn't have it the worst growing up, but I didn't have it the easiest either. And so, man, at times things were certainly rough. And I looked up to my mom in that situation because she persevered through that and still loved us children through that in tough times. And so I wanted to make it big and be successful for her. And so this was my drive, this was my motivation, these were my dreams in college for the first half of the semester. But I remember about midway through, my roommate comes in, walking, he's like, yeah bro, this dude just came up to me at lunch, talked to me about God a little bit, and I think I'm gonna start changing my ways, and I think I'm gonna be better now. And I remember stopping what I was doing, and I looked at him a little crazy-eyed too, and I was like, bro, yeah, in my mind, I was like, I didn't say this out loud, in my mind, I was like, yeah, I don't believe that for a second, dude, you're crazy. But I was like, out loud, I was like, cool, man, bring Darren, Darren was his name, I said, bring him around sometime, I'd love to meet him. And so I did, I met Darren, thought he was a super cool dude, hung out with him quite a bit, and then he introduced me to people like Blake, Austin, Daryl, Mark, and I started hanging with all these guys, and had a lot of fun with them too. I was beginning to learn more and more about God, but I'd say at the same time I was still pursuing my own dreams and desires. That's just the way it was. But little did I know, like, God was working in the background at the same time. He began to change my heart, and as I began to look at these guys' lives, I was like, man, something's different. I began to realize that the dreams that I was pursuing, being big, being successful, man, they had a means to an end, and they weren't going to matter at the end of my life. But man, if I put my dreams in God's hands and let Him take control, man, things are gonna look up and things are gonna be better. That has eternal value. And submit myself and my dreams to God, and so I did. Man, my dream was now to please God. I thought just like, how cool is it for my dream to be able to please the creator of myself and the creator of the world? And so I did this through like I pleased God through sharing my faith and through loving other people. And that's still my dream today. But man, don't get me wrong, I'm still, in the gym trying to get big almost every day. I'm still pursuing success. But no longer am I putting these things before God. I'm kind of like letting Him be in control and calling the shots. And so, whereas before, man, I was pursuing my own dreams, my own aspirations, and trying to bring glory to my own name, to my own dreams, now I'm bringing glory to God through the dreams that He's given me. And so, appreciate y'all having me talk.
Appreciate that, Alex. Yeah, man, I appreciate, man, just even hearing him wrestling, just wrestling with his dreams and with God and what He was calling him to, and even thinking through what it would look like to pursue God and then let Him shape your dreams. So thanks for sharing, man. But, man, our dreams will make us happy. It's not what you thought. Our dreams really do have a sting, if we pursue them apart from God. I mean, if we do give our dreams up to God, He really does have something bigger and better in store for every single one of us. Have you ever thought that your dreams might not be best for you? And maybe God knows what's best for you. Maybe God has something planned in store that really is bigger and better. Well, hey, we're going to take some time. I want you all to think about this. And so on your sheet, there's a box at the bottom. And I just want you to write your dream in there. So it could be, man, to land the perfect job, and it could be to land, and have a boathouse or something like that, or a lake house, sorry. And it could be anything. Just put it in that box, because I just want us to start thinking about this. And I want us to start wrestling with this, even like Alex did, and to say, hey, man, are my dreams really something that I want to give up to God? Maybe you're here and you haven't thought about this before. And I would encourage you to wrestle. Maybe something you do over the next week is just to think about your life. Just think about your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, and really look at that box and what you put in it, and just wrestle and say, man, is this something I can give up to God, pursue Him as my number one priority? Maybe that's not you. Maybe you've thought about this before, and honestly, when you do, it's challenging. It could be you've been holding on to your own plan and your own agenda for a while, without really giving them up to God. See, a tendency of ours is to continue pursuing our dreams and our goals and asking God to bless it. Let me tell you something, God won't bless that. And you need to completely give yourself over to God and let Him dictate what your dreams and goals and aspirations should be. We can't sprinkle God in our goals and our dreams that we already have. We have to take them to God and let Him and dictate what our dreams and goals should be. And maybe that's you. I would encourage you to pray and talk about it with somebody you trust. Maybe they can help you figure out what it looks like to live with God as your number one priority and let Him dictate your dreams. Or maybe you have given your dream to God and been pursuing it for a while, and you're beginning to experience just your dreams and your goals and your plans and agendas and seeping in. Because there's a reality that we do give our dreams to God, at one point when we trust Him, when we turn from our direction, pursuing our dreams, and we trust Him, and we begin to follow Him. But then there's also a reality that we're going to continue to fight that, even for the rest of our lives. And if that's you, I would just tell you, hey, just repent, and turn from your own way, turn from pursuing your own goals, your own plan, your own agenda, your own schedule, and put God back in the driver's seat, put Him first in your life. Well, hey, I wanted to share this with you all, man. It's not what you thought. Even for me, being a Division I athlete playing football at Kansas State, man, I saw a lot of guys, man, at the end of their college career, and like Deion Sanders, man, just empty. And we won a Big 12 championship, but man, after the celebration ended, man, there were a lot of somber faces in the room. Man, is this really it? Is this really all that's there for me? I want to tell you there really is something more. And you can give your dreams to God and let Him dictate it, and I promise you, He will give you something bigger and better. He will give you the most satisfying life possible. Let me pray for us. Father, God, I thank you for the fact that you do give us dreams. God, that you do give us aspirations. God, I pray that we would be people who really do take it to you. God, who give it to you. God, and let you dictate our dreams and our goals. God, we know that if we do it on our own, if we choose to go our own direction, God, then our dreams have a sting. God, and that really can be painful. Lord, I pray that we would be people, God, who pursue you and your priorities, God, and what you have for us, and trust you even through the whole process. It's in Jesus' name that we do pray. Amen.